Good morning. Today is Tuesday, November the 8th. And we're going to start off with a psalm. Psalms 2 has 12 verses in it, black, pink, and orange and blue. Uh, First verse says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" Verse 2, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying." 3, "Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." 4, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in diversion." 5, "Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure." That is all five black verses. 6 is blue for your salvation. "Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion." 7 to 9 is pink for witnessing. "I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee." Verse 8, "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession." 9, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's field." 8, 10, 11, and 12 are orange for your faith. "Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth." 11, "Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling." 12, "Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him." And we started off with Psalms 2, which is a victorious inheritance of God's anointing. That's the title of that. We're still on the subject of the wrath of God, so we are going to be reading the first cause we read already, National Hypothesis, from 1 Kings 12 a couple days ago. We also went into individual hypothesis, things that we do individually, in 2 Kings 21. And today we're going to go into sympathy with evil, Leviticus 10. Sympathy with evil. Sympathy, what does that mean? Sympathy means a feeling, a fellow feeling for another person. Okay? So that is a good thing. We should have sympathy. It should be manifested when it comes to bearing others' burden. It mentions that in Galatians 6 and Hebrews 13. When it comes to expressing sorrow in John 11, there's no evil in that. There's no evil in offering help in need. In Luke 10, there is no evil in that. It could be expressed by a servant for a prophet in Jeremiah 38. Kings, for kings, 2 Samuel 10. A maid for a general, 2 Kings 5. Old men for a king, 2 Samuel 19. And pagans for a Jew. Pagans. Pagans for a Jew. What's a pagan? A pagan is a person who is not a Christian, Jew, or Muslim. A pagan is also a person who worships many gods or has no God at all. Those are considered pagans. A person who worships many gods or has no gods at all. In the ancient times, Greeks were considered pagans, and most Romans were also considered pagans because it says the Greeks did not believe in the God worshipped by Christians and Jews, and later Muslims. Okay, and so therefore they were considered pagans. Sympathy of evil. What is evil? Evil is that which is morally injurious. That's what evil is. That which is morally injurious, number one. And number two, evil is also that which is physically harmful. Okay, so evil has two definitions. It is something that you do that is morally injurious, or something that occurs that is physically harmful, like earthquakes and floods and tornadoes and all tsunamis. All of these are evil, and they tend to be physically harmful to you if you're in the midst of them. Okay, so we are not to have sympathy with evil. We are not to have sympathy with those that do evil. Okay, we are not to pity them. All right, or make excuses for their actions, or defend them when they have been caught red-handed. All right, so we're going to be reading from Leviticus 10. And Leviticus 10 have two individuals in there, Nadab and Abihu, are devoured by fire from the Lord. The priests are forbidden strong drink when entering the tabernacle, and that's common sense. That's common sense for you not to take a drink before you hit the altar on Sunday or Saturday, whichever day you worship. You are not to have anything to drink. And that's a very common sense law for a servant. Regulation also talks about regulations are listed for eating of offerings. Okay, this only has 20 verses, predominantly olive for commandment, a little bit black for sin, much pink for witnessing, a little blue for salvation, and a little black. A little bit more black. It starts off with black. And Nadab and Abihu, the son of Aaron the priest, the brother of Moses, took either of them his censers and put fire therein and put incense thereon and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not. So they did something that the Lord didn't ask them to do. And let's see what happens as a result of their actions. And offer strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not. Verse 2, still black. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. So when they lit incense and made that offering, a huge fire came from the altar wherever they were lighting the incense. That fire came from that location and consumed them both. 3 is for your salvation. It is blue. Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spake, saying, and this is uppercase lettering, America, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. It's in uppercase lettering. I'll read it again. Then Moses says unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me. That means if you come near to his altar, the Lord will be sanctified. All right, and before all the people, I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. So therefore, he did not mourn the loss of his 2 sons, because his 2 sons had committed that which was sinful in the eyes of God. Okay? And of course, this is back in the biblical days when the people upon the land were closer to God. There was more fear among the people towards God. Today, you don't have that same level of fear, and this is why you see so much things going on that are against the laws of God. Verse 4 to 6 is our love for commandments. And Moses called Mishael and Elizaphat, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, Come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp. He asked them to come and remove the bodies. 5. So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp as Moses had said. Verse 6. And Moses said unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Itamar his sons, Uncover not your heads, neither rent your clothes, lest ye die, and lest wrath come upon all the people, but let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which the Lord has kindled. Okay, so they were not allowed to grieve the laws of these family members because of their deed, simply because of their deed. Okay, 7 is part Aleph for commandment, and a small part of verse 7 is read for your for discipleship. And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die, for the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you. That's a commandment. Okay? You can't break that commandment. You couldn't go outside of the tabernacle. Okay? And the red part says, and they did according to the word of Moses. So they obeyed. All right? 8 and 9 are also Aleph for commandment. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, saying, verse 9, all uppercase lettering. And so it's verse 10 and 11. Do not drink wine, nor strong drink, thou, nor thy sons with thee, which ye go, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. Forever means even now. All right. I will read it again. Uppercase lettering, America. Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. 10 and 11 is pink for witnesses, and that ye may put differences between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean, so that you will be able to distinguish between that which is holy and that which is unholy, or that which is clean and that which is unclean. For an example, a marriage between a man and a woman is holy. I'll repeat that. You need to be able to distinguish between that which is holy and unholy. Marriage between a man and a woman is holy. A marriage between two of the same sexes is unholy. Okay? And it will be considered unclean. All right? And an abomination. Okay? 10. I will read it again. That ye may put differences between holy and unholy, and between clean and unclean. And the priest also had to display that same type of mindset. They're going into a holy place, so they have to go in there holy. All right? 11. And that ye may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which the Lord has spoken unto them by the hand of Moses. Verse 12 to 14, 15 is green again for commandments. And Moses spake unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Ithamar his sons that were left, take the meat offering that remaineth of the offering